Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. For today's video, we're going to be installing the MeLe Edition front strut tower brace made in collaboration with Nameless Performance. So first off, big shout out to my friends over at MeLe Design Firm for this product. If you didn't know, MeLe Design Firm is a local company to me here in Portland, Oregon, and they're known in the market for creating these battery mounts. I got the 900 series right here, which I used on my 2018 WRX, as well as the 600 series, the much smaller battery mount. This one's a classic right here, and I refuse to give it away. I'm just gonna hold on to it for as long as I can. It makes a great decor. But yeah, look at that. Just etched logo, number 2407. And of course, I got my YouTube handle right there on the side. Pretty sweet mount, I love it. So back to the strut tower bar. So if you're unaware, this is supposed to provide rigidity on the top of the engine bay by bracing the two strut towers. So the cool thing about this specific brace is that it is one solid piece, unlike the other ones in the market where it's multiple pieces. And the only issue with those strut tower braces with multiple connections is that it tends to put a lot of stress on certain pieces or parts of that connection. But in this case, this thing is stitch welded together and it is stainless steel. And also the cool part is that it uses these conical cups, these connections at the end right here, meaning that once you put that in, it's not going to sway on you or anything like that. So it should provide some increased stiffness in the chassis. So this should literally be a 5-minute install. All you'll need to do is remove 4 nuts on the top hats and use what's included in the box. These things right here, looks like they're lug nuts, but they're used to secure the strut tower brace onto the vehicle. And actually, one last thing before we get started, this right here actually flips over. So all you want to do is remove the 2 1/8 bolts, the Allen bolts, and then if you'd like, you can flip this thing over and it gets you the flat 4 engine right there. But I like this one right here. It is the same thing as the front plate delete cover on the VA WRX STIs, so it's pretty cool. I like that very unique design. But let's go ahead and put this back on. I just wanted to show you guys that it is reversible. Just a little Easter egg for y'all. All right, so we're over here at the engine bay of the Outback, and the first step is to remove these two 14mm nuts, this one and this one right here in the back. All right, so once you got these two removed, we're gonna go ahead and do the same for the other side. Okay, so go ahead and put these away because we will be using what's included in the kit. All right, so the next thing to do is to simply line it up. All right, so the next step is to go ahead and just drop these into these cones right here. And then loosely tighten it. We're gonna torque it down to 14.5 foot-pounds after we're done. Front one's super easy, the back one is a little tricky, but what you wanna do is make sure that it's on the stud. Then go ahead and use your 14mm socket to tighten it down. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the same for the other side, and then we will torque them down. All right, so like I said, make sure both sides are just loosely fitted before you tighten it down. So I got the other side screwed on there. Now it's time to torque them down to 14.5 foot-pounds. So I don't think this is really necessary, but based on what I know about these things, I'm gonna go ahead and do an X pattern torque. So I first torqued down the driver's side back right here, and now I'm gonna go to the passenger side front, and then go back to the driver's side front, and then finish it off by torquing down the passenger side rear. All right guys, so there we have it. The install is now complete and this thing looks great. I like how it matches the compressive tuning top mount intercooler cover. Just gives it that little bit of styling to the engine bay. But yeah, there we have it, just a quick install. And one thing to note is you never want to over torque these top hat nuts. From the factory, I think they're around 14 to 15 foot-pounds, but I went ahead and just did 14.5 to be safe. It does not take that much torque to secure these down, so just remember that and be very careful when you are installing them. Always install it by hand first. I don't use power tools around this just because I don't want to risk stripping anything, but yeah, once you do that, it's just the 4 bolts that you remove and you replace with what they include, and you should be done with the install, and it looks amazing. So before I close this video out, just wanted to give a huge shout out to my friends over at MeLe Design Firm and Nameless Performance. Thank you guys for a great product. If you have any questions about the install, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.